The first 4 segments of Good Take are all good and or interesting. Then Wong Ching-po and the ever-mugging Charlene Choi drop what can only be described as a Cleveland screener. Ugh. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Nicky Santoro, and this is my review of Good Take. Good Take is a collection of 5 short films that together make up a feature-length feature. Oh! Sorry. It was produced by Eric Tang, and I'm very grateful to him because I'd love to see more of these kinds of movies being made. Good Take opens with throwback animation credits that I really enjoyed. If you see them, you'll know what I mean. All of the stories are set in Macau, and they were all shot there, as far as I can tell. The first segment, directed by Derek Tang, is called Cement. It stars Pak Ho Chow and Alex Fong the Elder as 2 cops called to a domestic disturbance. I can't tell you much about the plot because, well, that would spoil things. But I can say that the direction, the acting, and the cinematography are all very well done. This segment captures not only a very creepy, unsettling mood, it also sets it for most of the segments that follow. How good is this segment? Yanni Chan from Supergirls is in it, and I didn't even mind. It's that good. The second segment, Banquet, was directed by Henry Wong. It stars Eddie Chung Siu-fai as a divorced father trying to bond with his son, who takes a big interest in cartoons. Again, I can't say much about the story, but the acting and direction and the cinematography were all impressive. It was so good that Harriet Young is in it, and it didn't even bother me. Do we see a pattern here? The third segment, Good Take, is directed by Wong Chun, and thankfully not Wong Chun Chun, or otherwise it would be an hour long and just copy a bunch of other short films. But I digress. And stars Lo Hoi Pang as an elderly man looking for something. Yes, that's vague. Cope. Derek Tang and Lam Sut play a pair of loan collectors who end up in an unenviable situation. I really enjoyed this segment for its gleefully morbid tone and humor, and because even in the midst of that, it's oddly sweet. The same cannot be said of the fourth segment, The Solitudes, which was written and directed by Vernie Yeung. It's in black and white and stars Sam Lee and the very missed Sherry Ying. It's nice to see her back on the big screen no matter what, but here she manages to really impress by playing a character far outside of what she's known for and carrying it off very, very well. The same goes for Sam Lee, who shows no sign of the comic relief he often injected into his darker roles. This film starts off cold and mean and stays there, and I loved it. It was nice to see Yumiko Chang and Emmy Wong in small roles, and the twist ending manages to be both generic and topical at the same time. I also really enjoyed the visual style of the segment a lot. These 4 segments are all entertaining one way or another. Some are better than others, but they're all at least quite good, and they're all interesting. And each of them moves at a decent pace. I enjoyed all of them, but I also enjoyed that they never felt slow. I enjoyed 10 years, but if I never have to sit through the second segment of that movie again, it'll still be too soon. The same goes for the 5th and final segment of Good Take. We Are Ghosts is directed by Wong Ching-po and stars Charlene Choi. If you've ever wondered, and why the f*** would you, what it would be like if EEG made a short film, this is your answer. You know how some EEG movies like A Chinese Tall Story or The Midas Touch or other movies with Charlene Choi seem to be gleefully, knowingly awful? As if they're metaphorically teabagging you by saying, we already got your money, now here's a mouthful of cinematic balls. We Are Ghosts is like that. It's bludgeoningly insulting, right down to the cartoonish haircuts. And I don't mean that in a figurative sense, I mean it literally. An audience in Gansu province would find this segment boorish and shallow. It's as if they set out to see how low they could go. Maybe it's a weird experimental film that's designed to make people leave the cinema. It's offensive. And I'm just talking about the humor. Let's not even get started on the grossly outdated, swishy performance of Michael Mew. I'm trying not to think about it, or any other part of this awful segment. It really shits up Good Take because all the other segments are so good and so much fun to watch. I can definitely recommend that you watch this movie. You can go see it in a cinema, but to be honest, I'd wait for home video. You know why? Because that way, your DVD or Blu-ray can be stopped after the 4th segment and you won't have to take a wallow through the 5th one. When it does get released to home video, I'll update the description with a link where you could buy a copy. Until that time, don't watch this movie online and don't download it and stop stealing fucking movies. If you enjoyed my review, please let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, please let me know. Just don't tell Albert Young. If you enjoy the channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.